Hello and welcome back to another video on Football Zone, and today we are looking back at the first round of fixtures from the group stage of the 2022 World Cup. And we're going to be doing this after every round of group games. We're just going to look back at all of the matches and just kind of discuss where we are in the groups and stuff like that, and who's going to go advance, who's going to get knocked out. So let's get straight into it, and let's start with Group A of this crazy World Cup so far. Not too many shocks in Group A. Obviously we opened with Ecuador 2, Qatar 0, I have to say this wasn't one of the best games I've ever watched. Wasn't a lot of quality in it. I kind of feel like if Ecuador wanted, they could have scored a few more here. In the end they didn't. It finished 2-0. But Netherlands against Senegal, 2 late goals for the Netherlands doing it. Cody Gakpo with one of the goals. This was once again a win that Netherlands kind of had. They did have to work hard for, I would say. Senegal definitely challenged them, but you just feel like they lack that cutting edge. I think it's probably a consequence of not having Mane available to them, to be honest. It will be frustrating for Senegal. But based off that showing, I don't know. It's kind of really hard to get a gauge of how Ecuador were, because obviously we don't really know how Qatar were. But I would say Netherlands here will definitely be favourites to go through now. They've beaten Senegal as group leaders. Senegal and Ecuador, that's a crucial game. We've got that final group game, so I think that could be decided. But moving on then to Group B, of course, the group of England and Wales. Let's reflect on that England game. 6-2 victory. Just an unbelievable performance. Showed their attacking prowess going through. For me, the most positive thing was 6 goals, and Kane didn't get one of them. Just kind of shows that we do have goal scorers outside of him. The only concern, those 2 goals, that one of the last ones definitely shouldn't have been a penalty, but still, you don't want to concede 2 goals against a team like Iran. So that will be frustrating for Gareth Southgate, I think. But on the whole, a really, really strong performance to start off. And moving on then to USA versus Wales. Obviously, in the first half, it was kind of USA who dominated proceedings, but it got more and more towards Wales, didn't it, as the match progressed. In the end, I would say they were deserving their point. If anyone was going to get a victory at the end, it would have been Wales. But it kind of leaves Group B in an interesting predicament. It's kind of like Group A, really. I think Netherlands, England will top it, and then you've got Iran, Qatar rounding it out. But then you've got USA and Wales competing for that second spot. I don't know, I kind of feel like fixture scheduling could play a big role here. Wales must win going against Iran for them, but I feel like they could have the advantage playing England last, because presuming England beat USA, they could rest some players, meaning Wales are more likely to get a result, or even maybe keep the goal difference down, which could be pivotal come the end. At the moment I think Wales have got a good chance of progressing. In Group C, of course, we had probably the biggest shock of the World Cup so far, the shock of many a year, really. Saudi Arabia defeating Argentina and Lionel Messi, one of the favourites coming into the tournament. And of course, when it went 1-0 to Argentina for a Messi penalty, we all thought it was just going to be a walkover for Argentina, but in the end, that's not what transpired. Incredible. Straight after half-time, within 3 minutes of it, they equalised, and then in the 53rd minute, they got the winner, and fair play to them. They played a ridiculously high line, but Argentina couldn't get through it. Saudi Arabia held on to a win, and just unbelievable things. I think they've got a public holiday in Saudi, which kind of shows how it meant, and that's what the World Cup was all about. For Argentina, that's a big defeat. I think kind of in a way they were fortunate. Mexico and Poland drew here, probably gives them a better chance of qualifying, so I don't think it's game over for them. Obviously Lewandowski missing that penalty could be costly for Poland, but on the whole I would say Mexico were probably better side in that game, so I don't think that will be costly for Argentina, but they need to win their last 2 games now, and you probably say Saudi Arabia were the easiest team in their group, so they're going to need to recover from that. But who can get through? You feel like it's wide open in that group. Poland obviously got the star power, Lewandowski. Mexico fought really play well against them, and Saudi Arabia obviously have that 3 points on the board, so this group really is anyone's game now. I can't wait to see where it goes, but I'm just still not over that result. Bloody insane. Moving on then to Group D, where France defeated Australia in the opening game 4-1. Obviously Aussies took a shock lead, and you're thinking, oh my god, we're going to get another Argentina here. In the end, it's not what transpired. A comfortable win for France in the end. I thought Mbappe was so good here. France maybe not as a team, but Mbappe here was just different gravy, and I think if any team wants to stop France, they're going to have to stop Mbappe. Australia, taking the lead for a bit. In the end, it didn't last long, and they were clearly second best here. They may be heartened by they at least managed to take the lead, but then, moving into the other game, Denmark, Tunisia, neither side really showed too much here, I wouldn't say. Not a great game. Denmark probably just about had the advantage, but that's what you'd expect. But in the end, I wasn't too impressed by them either. So you'd still say Denmark as favourites for the second spot. Don't count out Tunisia, they weren't bad here. Australia, they've shown they can take the lead against the likes of France. So you can't rule them out either. It's quite of a wide open group. You'd say France definitely will come first. Denmark are probably favourites to come second. But I don't think it's a game set match as far as that's concerned. beforehand. Moving on then to Group E, Spain obviously defeating Costa Rica 7-0 before we get into the big shock. Yeah, I think it's fair to say this Costa Rica side isn't the sort of side we saw in 2014 when they topped group with Uruguay, Italy and England. Yeah, but Spain, take nothing away from them. Costa Rica were just dreadful, but Spain were brilliant here and really put out a statement victory. And yeah, obviously this has huge implications for Germany, because obviously when you saw how good Spain were, and when you look at Germany's performance against Japan, Germany have to win that game on Sunday to have any chance of progressing. And yeah, for me that just seems quite bloody unlikely now, because yeah, Spain was just so good, Germany were awful. Fair play to Japan, the substitutions they made carried an absolute blinder. And another thing to add into this, I can't see Japan losing to Costa Rica either, so yeah, that would surely give Japan the advantage going through in Group B, and yeah, it could be an early exit for Germany again. Incredible. In Group F, the strong favourites to top the group, Belgium only just got past Canada. Alphonso Davies obviously missing a penalty early on, and Canada just had so many chances, probably should have had maybe another penalty or two, but in the end it was Belgium through Batshuayi took the lead just before half time. So undeserved. Canada were brilliant here, but in the end they couldn't get the equaliser they deserved, and Belgium got a win. So yeah, it's 3 points for Belgium, but definitely not the performance they wanted. So I think it's quite clear they're weaker than they were in the last few World Cups. So yeah, even at a win, I think it's a cause for concern for Belgium. And the other game between Croatia and Morocco, yeah, I mean, like, this wasn't a great game, if we're being honest. Croatia dominated the ball and all of that, but I don't think they were the best team by any stretch. So yeah, I do think it would give the likes of Canada some hopes they can qualify over an ageing Croatia squad with the likes of Modric and Perisic, etc. in it. So yeah, that will definitely give them some hope. Morocco weren't bad here either. So yeah, I mean, it's a wide open group. I think Belgium and Croatia, two aging sides, maybe not as good as we thought they are. But yeah, I'd still say they're the favourites to go through, but you never know, because this World Cup has already proved some crazy results here, and Canada was brilliant in that match. In Group G, the favourites to win the group, Brazil, defeated Serbia 2-0. And yeah, in the end it was quite a comfortable victory. 2 goals for Richarlison, who just seems a different player on the international stage. And yeah, not maybe the performance we were expecting in the first half, but in the second half, really good. And yeah, they're obviously favourites to press from the group. Neymar going off injured, though, potentially. Seems his ankle swollen up. Hopefully, he'll be okay, but yeah, it did look quite bad, so hopefully he's fine, but I guess we'll have to see. In the other games, Switzerland and Cameroon. Switzerland coming out 1-0 victors. Mbolo, who was born in Cameroon, the scorer, which is quite ironic, obviously. And yeah, I mean, I think Switzerland, big win for them, just about edged it out, and I'd say they're probably favourites to go through. But yeah, can't count out Serbia or Cameroon, I don't think, really. Serbia, though, I think when Serbia and Cameroon play each other, that's probably a must win, but I have to see where it goes. But I think definitely after first rounds of the game, it's looking positive for Brazil and Switzerland to progress from it. Let's just say that, really. But yeah, I mean, it's not over in that group at all. Moving on then to the final group, Group H, Portugal defeating Ghana in a thriller of a game in the late in the 4 o'clock game in the UK time. Ronaldo scoring after all the stories about him, and yeah, Portugal going 3-1 up, but then they got conceded a late goal, and at the end when the keeper did that, oh my god, that would have been hilarious. That in the end, Portugal got lucky, just about scathed off the attack, and yeah, not the most convincing win, but a win is a win for Portugal. And when you compare Uruguay, South Korea, let's say that was a pretty dull game, really. 0 shots on target, which was pretty incredible. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Portugal will definitely be favourites to progress from the group now, especially with Uruguay being so far. I'd still say they're favourites to get second, but in the end, Ghana put up a good fight against Portugal. Potentially they have a chance as well of going through. So yeah, that group's not over, but you'd say Portugal definitely favourites to go through. Uruguay probably second, but then yeah, I don't think you can rule out Ghana. South Korea got players like Son as well. So yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how that group shapes up for sure. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, rate, thoughts, comments, and follow this channel for daily football news and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.